Hello, this is Jesspnc Sports Selections NC. I'm Jacob Mapielli here with week 3 and 4 of our broadcast of the best games of the week. We're going to get the stars right away. I'm going to make some shout outs at the very end. And first of all, I want to tell you about some websites and stuff you can go to and look up this kind of stuff. First of all, we have FBS Schedule. That has a lot of information, gives out a lot of information. A brand new website coming up soon. And it's this gives you information. It has helmet schedules, which I use to do all of this with. And then another big shout out goes to Phil Still. He's a big fan of mine. I'm a big fan of his. Stuff. College football 2016 preview. You can get all your preview, all your stats. He's one of the best in the business there. Just go there and get him. He's going to be a great guy this year. He's a great person to follow because he has really good stats and everything. His books are really good. Then we go to the Mountain News Message Board. Shout out to you guys, the Mountain News Message Board, for letting me post this there. You guys are awesome. Love you guys so much. Just can't believe I'm getting this many hits. I only have like 30 hits and other things so far, but shout out to you guys and just shout out to a lot of people. Now let's get straight into the thing. Out of the AAC, I have ECU for South Carolina. ECU's first year head coach Scott Montgomery is supposed to be very good, and then we have South Carolina last year who was not that great, lost to Citadel. So I think ECU and South Carolina is going to be a good matchup to watch because these two teams both had struggling teams last year. Both the teams have brand new spanking coaches and brand new everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams fare down. We have Wake Forest versus Delaware in the ACC matchups. I feel like after Wake Forest lost to ULM, one of the worst teams out of Sunbelt and worst teams in the whole NCAA last year, it's kind of hard to rebound from that. It's going to be kind of hard to rebound from a lost FCS team though. But Wake Forest, they're going to play App next year at App, so I feel like this is going to be a pretty low-down game, but next year they're going to pick up the schedule with App. The old rival, they dropped that because of they're too scared to play them, so is UNC and Duke. So don't be scared of Duke. You're in UNC, you stink. Then we have my game of the week, Appalachian State University versus Miami, 12 o'clock noon, ESPN2. One of the best games, I think, of all week 3. We have a good showdown non-conference, Oklahoma versus Ohio State, Big Ten now. Now we go to Big Ten, which was Oklahoma, Ohio State, Nebraska versus Oregon, Big 12, Iowa State versus TCU, Conference USA, Troy and Southern Miss. I'm going to stop right here for a second. Troy and Southern Miss, I feel like Troy is supposed to have a really good team this year. But I feel like Southern Miss, too, is supposed to have a really good team. They had a great team last year, lost the bowl game to Washington, which was a heartbreaker. I pulled for Southern Miss to have same qualities that App, Black and Yellow, Rock, the same. App lost by 1 point, and they shouldn't have. It was just a horrible game for us. Horrible memories. We're going to beat them next time, though. Go App. But I feel like it's going to be a showdown because to see how Troy's going to be this year. Troy's going to be, no one knows until they play this game because Southern Miss is a good team. I will have Akron versus Marshall. Akron's supposed to be very good this year, and we have Marshall, which is always good. Then we have Independence League, Notre Dame versus Michigan State. Notre Dame is always a good team, always gets high recognition and everything. Then we have Michigan State, who went in the playoffs last year. I think, got swallowed up by Alabama. It was just a horrible game. So, I feel like Michigan State has a chip on the shoulder and a way to prove everyone wrong by beating some big teams like Notre Dame. Then we have Ohio versus Tennessee. Ohio's supposed to be a very good team, this is just like App. But I feel like Tennessee's going to beat Ohio. We have Hawaii, Arizona, Mountain West Conference. I just did the MAC. Sorry for Ohio and Tennessee. Sorry for that confusion. Pac-12, we have Stanford, USC, a California showdown right there. I feel like it's going to be a good California showdown. That's one of my favorite games of the week right there. We have Ole Miss for Alabama. Last year was an upset for Ole Miss. I feel like it's going to be a great game this year. Then we have, this is the SEC now. We have Texas A&M, Auburn. Same thing. It's going to be a good game. Then we have ULL, South Alabama. So let me get to my games of the week for week 3. I'm going to skip over some of these and go to Oklahoma. I'm going to skip over the first one because everyone knows what's going to be. Mountain News Message Boys fans, you know the game. We have Oklahoma, Ohio State. I feel like Oklahoma's going to beat them 21-20. It's going to be a close game to the very end, but Oklahoma's going to pull out this one with a big win. Akron versus Marshall. I feel like Akron's going to take the W here 21-10, I guess. It's going to be a tough game to decide because Marshall's very good and Akron's supposed to be very good this year. We have Stanford USC. I'm going to take USC on this one, even though no one's going to believe me, but I feel like USC is going to pull out this. Actually, I'm going to scrap that. I'm going to do Stanford here. Stanford 21-14. Alabama, Ole Miss on top, 28-21. Now, my game of the week, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one. Pretty much half the broadcast, I think. Appalachian State versus Miami, Florida. Got my tickets, Mountain News Metro Boys fans. Get yours soon. I'm just happy I got to go to this game. It's sold out. My dad's friend got a ticket, so I'm happy about that. But Appalachian State, I'm going to pick this one. The Rock is supposed to be packed with fans. If you ever been to the Rock, it's one of the, and you have been there when we have loud stuff. If you ever ask anyone, the Rock is an energetic place for the home stands. The Appalachian State has one of the best home records in the FBS. One of the best, not the best, but one of the best. So I'm just saying Miami's gonna have a good time trying to figure out how to beat App at the Rock. This is the first time ever an FBS team out of the big Power 5 conference is coming to App, and it's going to be pretty big. Wyoming last year was the first FBS member of the non-Power 5 conference. To come to App, and App beat them. So this year it's going to be Old Dominion's going to come to the Rock, and ASU's going to do the white uniforms. Then we have Miami, Florida, which is going to be the biggest game of the season. It's sold out, expected like 33, 34, 35,000 there, most ever at the Rock. It's going to be very, very hard to beat App at the Rock. So that's all for week 3. Now, I'm going to get ready to go on to week 4. I'm going to stop right here for a second and tell you about nothing, I'm just kidding. Appalachian State University of Appalachian State. I don't really care what you're going to call me, but I just want some comments below about what you think about week 3. I don't have any comments on any of my things, no likes, nothing, so just comment and like below. We have USF versus FSU in week 4 out of the AAC. I feel like it's going to be a great matchup, Florida matchup. USF is supposed to win the conference. FSU is supposed to come in second or win the conference. It's just depending on what magazine you look at. Then we have Houston versus Texas State, a Texas showdown. I think it's going to be a great showdown to watch. Texas State, a new head coach and everything. Houston's always good. Just to see how Texas State's going to fare this year. Because Texas State, no one's really sure how they're going to fare. Everyone has them all over the place in different books. I study a lot. ACC, I'm sorry about that. We have Marshall versus Louisville. Wake Forest versus Indiana. Big Ten, Wisconsin versus Michigan State. This one's going to be very good to watch, folks. I feel like this is going to be a close game, but I feel like Michigan State's going to pull it out. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Nebraska, Northwestern. Big 12, Oklahoma State, Baylor. Another good game you're going to have to watch to believe. Baylor and Oklahoma State, they're good teams. I can't tell you right now. I'm going to get that a little later. Out of Conference USA, Temple versus Charlotte, Independence, Notre Dame versus Duke, BYU versus West Virginia, Mac, Akron, Appalachian State, good one to watch. Western Michigan versus Georgia Southern, Mountain West Conference, Boise State versus Oregon State, Pac-12, Stanford versus UCLA, SEC, Florida versus Tennessee, Georgia versus Ole Miss, and Sunbelt ULL versus Tulane. Let me get in by week 4, and then we'll be done with this broadcast. I'll come back with you later with week 5 and 6. So week 4, I have South Florida versus Florida State. I feel like South Florida is going to pull up an upset here, make this one very interesting. It's going to be 14-10. Florida State's going to lose this one, and it's going to bring down the hopes of going in and being Clemson. But I feel like South Florida has what it takes after losing last year to have a chip on the shoulder like some other teams do. This finishing conference, second behind Temple, very close run at the very end. This barely lost because that lost to Memphis, but I feel like they're going to come in with a chip on the shoulder after last year's loss to Florida State and the bowl loss and say we can beat this team. We stay close with them the whole game and we can just beat them. And it's at home for South Florida, so I picked South Florida. It's won 14-10. Wisconsin, Michigan State. Michigan State's going to just take it to Wisconsin here. I feel like Wisconsin has what it takes to beat Michigan State, but I feel like it's going to be Michigan State's turn to have a laugh at Wisconsin. I've picked Wisconsin to lose 28-10 to Michigan State. Oklahoma State, Baylor. I picked Baylor to take this one all the way, 29-20. Baylor all the way. Notre Dame vs. Duke, very hard one. I feel like Notre Dame's going to pull this out one, though, 41-35 over Duke. Appalachian State and Akron. This one I'm going to spend a little time on, too. Akron went to bowl game last year. I'm pretty sure they won. Appalachian State went to bowl game last year. They won. Big thing. Akron's supposed to be really good in the conference this year. Appalachian State's supposed to be really good in the conference. Both these teams are picked to come first or second in the conference this year. So this should be a non-conference showdown to watch. But ASU has a tough schedule. Miami, Tennessee, Old Dominion, Akron, all teams picked to do really well in the conference this year, and some even in the AP poll. So I'm just saying, it's going to be kind of hard to pick out some Appalachians wins and losses, but it's going to be a big win and a big loss either way for App. So I'm going to pick Appalachian State over this one, 28-25. Appalachian State's going to win this one. It's kind of hard to predict that, but I'm just saying that's my score I'm going to pick. I have Appalachian State winning most of the games, losing 2 or 1. But that's my week, and I feel like Appalachian State's going to win. That's all for right now. This is Jesspnc Sports Productions NC broadcast. Jacob Elliott signing out. Have a great day.